Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Open Dragon Mouth. Let's get right to it. First off, I did have a great time at Furthermore. If you haven't yet, check out my video of my clips from Furthermore, as well as my live DJ set, which I decided to do in fursuit, which I have never done before. And maybe someone else has in full fursuit. I really don't know. But it was an experimental thing for me to do. But yeah, it gets quite sweaty in there after a little while. But I thought it went pretty well, and I might do it again if any other cons decide to bring me on. My next con is going to be Biggest Little Fur Con over in Reno, Nevada, and it's starting to become one of my favorite cons to go to. And I have recently upgraded my membership to sponsorship status, which this is the very first time I've ever gone up to that level. So let's see what happens there. As for me DJing there, right now it's unlikely because they have a record number of applicants to do their dances, and they're trying to find some that are away from the EDM genre. So it's unlikely that I may DJ there. So we'll see what happens. I still have to look out for an official email for them, which I'm expecting to come out this week for who they've chosen. But I don't think I'm going to make the list, but we'll see. Uh, oh, I almost forgot to mention. Over at Furthermore, I never showed this, but they gave out fursuit tags. Well, because it was an office theme, the fursuiters got ties. And this is designed, let's see if I can get it in there. It has the Furthermore logo. Here it is. This is a Buccini tie, and notice that this is not a clip-on, which I use. So I had to look up online to see how to properly tie this thing. It took me a couple attempts, but I finally learned how to put one of these on. So it's going to take me a while for me to get used to tying that way. Okay, there has been a topic that's been going around the furry community recently, and it has become a problem at FWA, and I think it is starting to become a problem with some of the other cons. I have heard it happen at Anthrocon. I think it has happened at not Medfit Furry, Midwest Fur Fest, some of the big cons, and that is ghosting. Now, if you don't know what that is, it basically means that people attend the convention without paying for a membership. They pretty much just go there just to see friends or just hang around the hotel area without going into any of the convention space. And it has become a problem. Memberships is one of the main sources of revenue for these cons, is how they keep their conventions going, as well as selling their items in the dealer's den, online. So now the question becomes, how do we deal with ghosting? Because right now it doesn't seem like we're doing enough. I mean, yes, we could catch them with those that are obviously furry, but don't have a con badge. But I mean, you can't obviously force them to buy a membership. Otherwise, the only thing you would do is either just send them out of the con space. Now, of course, that can't be enough. So now I would like to hear some ideas of how you think cons should deal with ghosting. And if anyone has any thoughts of ghosting a con, if you can afford a plane ticket and a hotel room, I think you can afford paying $40 for a membership. All right. What else we got? Um, the website SoFurries has been having some problems with brownouts. I guess the website is dealing with a bit of diarrhea right now. So right now, let me see if they have put up any updates. I'm looking at their Twitter page. This was posted yesterday morning. It says that they're waiting to be switched to a different set of power rails at the moment, and we will advise when it's set back up. And let me see. And as of 4 hours ago of me recording this, it says they'll probably will bring the website back up within the next hour. So right now it doesn't look like they're up right now, but they're hoping to get it up within the next 24 or 48 hours. So just if you use that website often, just hang in there. They're working on the problem, and of course they have been dealing with DDoS attacks on their website. So just hang in there, guys. Let me get into some movies real quick. I know everyone's talking about Zootopia because, again, back at Furthermore, one of the items in the I think they were actually doing a raffle on this, was a bunch of Zootopia items, including the pedestrian sign that you see on the poster. This week, there was another Disney movie that came out, which was The Jungle Book, which I wasn't all too crazy about. And I may be wrong, because its rating on Rotten Tomatoes right now is a 94, certified fresh, and even audiences are agreeing at a 93. So it sounds like it actually is good. I have not seen the movie yet, but seeing that everyone is saying that this is a good movie, maybe I should too. Because the consensus is as it's lovely to behold as it is engrossing to watch. It's a rare remake that actually improves upon its predecessors, all while setting a new standard for CGI, which I thought that Zootopia did. But actually improving? Yeah, now I have become curious, because I have seen the original animated movie. I've seen one of the previous remakes. I believe it was back in, what year was it? It was in the mid '90s. There was a live action movie. Yeah, but it wasn't really that memorable. But yeah, now I have to check this out. So I'll look at it for you guys. What's even more shocking in the box office is that Barbershop The Next Cut has a 92, which I thought it was going to be a terrible rating. But again, people are saying that they like this. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Oh, by the way, just a reminder, later this month, there will be Ratchet and Clank um, that will be having their movie. Let me see. Oh, what is the exact date? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, it will be opening up on April 29th, so that's 1.5 weeks from now. And right now, there's no rating at this time, but I am optimistic for this one, despite the history of video games being made into movies. Also, something strange has happened in the Denver area. Earlier this month, on April 5th, there was a FM station, KIFT 106.3, had suffered a broadcast signal intrusion, which means someone had interrupted their signal on a relay station. And instead of them playing like Bruno Mars, they instead picked up a podcast of a furry show, which was FurCast episode 224. And let's see, the Denver station KCNC TV CBS 4 had contacted the radio station for an explanation and were told to send programming from their studio to they send programming from their studio to 4 transmitters via the internet, which could explain some of it because this does come. This is a show that is uploaded to the internet. Let's see, and somehow one of their repeaters, which is K258AS at 99.5 FM, was compromised, and someone had spliced FurCast in place of the radio station, the lift. Now, the primary FM and webcasts for both shows were unaffected, but a large amount of not safe for work programming, including swearing, was broadcast without censorship for several hours. So, how did this happen? You see, I'm not a technical expert on this. I mean, and this is certainly not the first time that a broadcast signal has been intruded upon. By the way, FurCast had noticed that their servers had saw a gradual rise in connections with their podcast archive, but they were able to temporarily disable access at 2:30 p.m. And the archives have since come back online with a new address and a long list of blocked IP addresses to prevent a reoccurrence. So let me see what could have happened. Now these stations have these passwords in order to have access to their broadcast signal. A member of the Alabama Broadcasters Association had emphasized that they may have had a low-strength password, which may have made it easy to get in if they hadn't even changed their default password. This is what it's quoting. This appears to have been in the planning stages for some time, but by the person doing it, apparently they have been accumulating passwords to make sure that the password is of sufficient strength. Barracks boxes will take up to 24 characters, and at least 2 cases 6-character passwords were cracked. And there were 2 updates to the story. Texas KXAX was also affected by the hack. And there have been various news outlets that have talked about this, including the BBC. So now, if you want a better explanation of how this works, I recommend going to the YouTube channel called Oddity Archive. He's had some experience with these technical things about broadcasted signals, radio signals, and has especially had some sort of affinity towards one particular one called the Max Headroom incident, which was a very strange broadcast in 1987. So check out his channel. There are several episodes where it talks about radio intrusion. I would say look at episodes 1, and there was an episode which the emergency broadcast emergency alert system was hacked to warn of a zombie apocalypse. He does have an episode dedicated to that as well. So if you want more insight as to radio signal intrusion, I would check out those episodes on his channel. All right, so that will pretty much do it for me here. This Dragon's Mouth is now closing.